An experiment by another SEO showed that if you added an address to your GMB, it will start ranking. And if you took the address out, it will stop ranking. Now, there are two takeaways from this, which I'll get into as soon as I go over what the experiment was. And if you have a GMB, if you have a local business, simply adding an address is not the only thing that you should do to rank your GMB, because there are many GMBs without addresses that are ranking. So how do you know what to do? So in this video, I'll go over what the experiment was, and this experiment wasn't conducted by me. It wasn't conducted by another SEO, but they published their findings, and I went ahead and created this video so that people could take advantage of it, especially many of my subscribers who have GMBs, and I think they would benefit greatly from it because they optimize their own GMBs. Some may be in the decision-making process, some may be taking an office, or they have a physical address. Also bear in mind that Google will verify your physical address. So make sure that you have a physical address. And if you enjoy the videos, please like and subscribe. I also do SEO for a living, by the way, and there's a link in the description to my SEO service and my topical mapping service and my audit service. Speaking of websites, the details about this experiment are also available on my blog, also link in the description. So one of the things that you will notice with your GMB is that there are two types of GMBs, or at least if you do a lot of SEO, you'll notice that there are two types of GMB. So the first one has an address, and you know, the ones with the address, obviously, they're physical locations, storefronts. People mainly serve customers at their location. Google highlights that if you serve customers at your location or serve clients at your location, you should have a physical address. Now, the second category is businesses without an address. Now, this is usually because these businesses are mobile. So there's like a plumber. So a plumber will go to a customer's place of business or their home to fix their plumbing, and they don't really need a physical address. They just need a phone number. So many of these plumbers will not have a physical address. And so in my years of working with plumbers, power washers, people who serve at a client's address, is that they don't really need a physical address. And there are two categories over here. Well, what I personally observed is that if you add a physical address to a business that doesn't need a physical address, the rankings will improve greatly. Now, that is not to say that businesses that don't have a physical address, their GMBs are suffering, because they're not. I've seen businesses without a physical address ranking very well. But now the latest thing from Google is that if you don't have a physical address and your competitors have a physical address, Google will assume that you need a physical address, and so you'll not rank as well. Now, some businesses will still rank, but at least that's a toss-up. The surefire thing is that you should have a physical address. So back to the experiment. The experiment was that they took out, the business, they had a business GMB, they took out the physical address from the business GMB, and this is the before and after, and you can see the visibility has dropped greatly. And I think they're using Whitespark here to gauge how well the local visibility is. They also said that this visibility drop took around a week before they actually saw the visibility drop, and then when they added back the address, it went back to normal. But if you look at it very closely, like before the address was taken out and after the address was put back in, if you look at both of these very closely, you will see that after they took it out and then put it back in, their local visibility has actually improved by 2 to 3 points, which leads me to believe that if you add a physical address, you take it out and add it back, it will improve. Now, it's not going to improve for everyone, and this is probably just an outlier. But this is just to show that Google's GMB system is not perfect. So then they had another business that didn't have a physical address, and the business wasn't ranking very well. And so what they did was they inserted a physical address into the GMB, and it just flew off the charts. It went into the top 3 or 4 within a week or so of adding the GMB, of adding the address. And so you can see this is now probably going to be what Google wants us to do, is to add a physical address. Now, you can add your home's address, but then you'll have a lot of people coming to your home, especially if it's a business that serves people at your home. The other thing is that if you add your home address, I don't know how would you verify that it's your, you might have to put a board outside or something, but usually I would err on the side of caution and not put my physical address, or not put a client's physical address, but you can choose to do that if you want to improve your rankings, or you can just rent an office if that's something that you want to do. Let's get a cheap office in the area that you're trying to target, and that will help you rank very well. Google will send you a postcard. Google will verify that this is in fact your physical address. They want to see your storefront. They want to see a board outside your business, a plaque outside your business. So make sure you have all of that in place before you add an address, so that it passes through verification. Now, the SIM system isn't working everywhere. This is mainly for the US, and I think it's also in the UK. But if you're in Dubai or you're in any other part of the world, I'm not seeing this as this being a problem. But it's something to keep in mind, because what essentially starts rolling out in the US will roll out in the rest of the world. Maybe not within the next few months, or maybe within the next few years. For now, if you're not in the US, your business is safe. So I hope you guys liked the video. Like and subscribe. Check out my blog in the description, and I will see you guys in the next video.